So the games we did.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah. Hey, there's still no audio on this channel. Yeah, that's the court. That's the court side. Check, check.
Rob, Ruckus middles are putting on a show right now. They are getting up in transition and making Ruckus, their dig to convert, look really, really good.
Check, check, check. Destroyed out of the middle by Conrad Kaminsky.
Is that really loud?
Yeah. No, it's just you. It's just my headset. You're okay.
Check, 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 check. Okay, I think it's got me now. There we go.
We are up and running, folks.
All right, we even got the cameras going. We got a real broadcast. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, we got a confirmation in the chat that the people can hear us. What's up, boys and girls? I'm Rob St. Clair. That's Victoria Dennis. It's 17-12 Ruckus here in the first. Already some fireworks. And I expect that to continue the entire match long. A battle of like tremendously star-studded teams, lots of size, but it starts for me with last year's VLA Cup MVP Joe Kawayakamoa at the setter position for Ruckus, and for my money, clearly the best setter in this gym this entire tournament. I think he's already made a big difference, especially considering the weapons that he has around him. Speaking of weapons, that's Colin Hackworth on the right side of SPORTCONX. Pulls that one down the line, missed it just barely out of bounds. Hackworth, an absolute mainstay for SPORTCONX last season out of Lindenwood University in Manila. He's been living in the Bay Area for years now. Good move by Iarfino into the seam. One-on-one stuff block. Mark Olson with a good shuffle step to his right to front the 31 to be in right and shut him down. This is all Ruckus here in set 1, 20-12. What a start.
Rob, SPORTCONX, their serve receive looks good. They're just trying to get the ball past a pretty big Ruckus block. But when Ruckus is on and they're disciplined, their middles are watching the setter, hand to ball, pressing over the net, really being disciplined with their blocking movements. It's pretty hard to get a ball past them.
Very, very hard. But like you said, SPORTCONX passing the ball extremely well. Like that one right there, that last one was a bomb right into a seam. Iarfino passed a nail. If SPORTCONX can do that, they've got to sign up those balls.
Absolutely. It's really exciting to see, different lineups out here and how deep these rosters are.
They are deep, because this is already both teams' second match of the day, and there's a good chance that both of them, actually I think it's guaranteed now, with the winner of this match taking first in the pool, the loser taking second, these two teams will play another match later today. So that's 3 matches in a day, which is crazy. The depth is really going to be tested. That ball up somehow from Iarfino. But then Hackworth sends it, I think, further than he even knew he could. And nothing Hayden could do. This is all Ruckus here early, 21-12. Not a comeback that we see made very often. However, if one team can do it, it might be SPORTCONX, considering what happened with them this morning.
Talking a little bit about Ruckus here. VLA Cup champs. last year in 2021. Ruckus is still Tier 2. How does that process work?
So they can get promoted. A team from Tier 2 can get promoted either at the discretion of the board. That was how SPORTCONX got promoted this past year. Or from winning a certain number of matches, or getting points from matches, or winning a certain number of tournaments. So Ruckus's points have reset since that VLA Cup win last year, and if they want to get promoted, they need to win 3 tournaments or get 50 points in the standings. Maybe it's even 100 for the West Division. I have to double check. Good block touch there, but a net violation committed by Hayden. Yeah, bottom of the net. But just to finish that thought, yeah, Ruckus, as good of a roster as anybody, Tier 1 or Tier 2. But they're starting from the bottom this season in terms of if they want to get promoted. They've got 3 tournaments to win or to get 100 points based on winning matches. And it is not out of the realm of possibility for this team to win 3 tournaments this year, starting here this weekend. SPORTCONX trapped badly in rotation 1 there. They'll just get out of it with Madison Hayden, number 7 in black and blue, out of Stanford on the right. And now 14 serving 23. This first set is effectively over.
I expect SPORTCONX to come out with the second set and honestly be a different team.
Yeah.
I think that they know how to adjust. Maybe they have fight for what Ruckus has to the table, and might have come into the game a little bit lackadaisical, but now they know like what they have to do to execute this game.
Yeah, the tone has been set. And it's an interesting evolution even already from this morning, because we were talking this morning about how the teams in their first matches that was destroyed on the right side by Michael Wexler. No, this morning the teams are kind of focused on themselves. They were focused on getting themselves in a rhythm and executing on their side. But now, especially in a match like this that could very well be a preview of the finals, they've got to start thinking their way around the opposing matchup and understanding what it takes to slow down what the other team likes to do. And I mean, we even saw it from SPORTCONX this morning. They dropped their first set of their first match, and they came back in pretty inspired fashion. So I expect nothing less right here. Good cross-court swing by Hackworth on the right side after a quick delivery from Mason Tafundo. So 1 set point saved, but at 16-24, you would have to think that Ruckus can get 1 side out in 8 opportunities, and I expect them to do that. And that will do it in the daintiest of fashions. Joe Kawayakamoa on 2. And I know we joined you midway, but I think you learned everything about that first set that you need to know based on the scoreline right there. 25-16, I think. That's a clinic, an absolute clinic put on by Ruckus to start this match. But best 3 out of 5. Got a lot more volleyball coming your way. And like we just said, I really expect SPORTCONX to respond. Yeah, it is there's a feel in the gym right now that this is a level above where it was this morning. And this morning's match was really fun, but SPORTCONX is anyway. We had Ruckus on the other court. Another thing for Ruckus that concerns me just a little bit is that this morning they went down 0-2 to the 6-3-0 Slunkers with a lot of their bench in, and then had to bring some of the superstars in off the bench to get that match done to even get to this point. So, like we were talking about a few minutes ago about depth being such a big deal in this tournament, do you think that Ruckus can afford to have to play their best lineup against every team in this tournament? Is that sustainable for them?
I don't know if it's sustainable for a lot of teams that they have to play that hard, which is why they're able to be so versatile. I mean, we have Evan as a libero right now. In the first game that they played, Garrett Commissary was the libero previously. But that's the card that they can play. They have multiple assets on the team where liberos play in different matches or their middles, and it's really neat to see how their roster is so diverse in that sense. I that, the endurance might be a little bit too long for a two-day tournament, but everybody has a role on the team, and it is absolutely showing in these two-day tournaments.
Yeah, agreed. Both of these teams approach their, they have a high-level approach to a weekend like this, that they have a plan for it going in, and then they can adapt to that slightly match-to-match, but I don't see these two teams going far from their original plans. So, I'm curious to see if there are any lineup changes here. I really don't expect it. Like, sometimes if you get beat, I don't know, maybe by 25-20, 25-19 or so, and you feel like there were some pieces that you could put in to close that gap, then you make some changes. When you lose 25-16 or maybe even worse, sometimes it's just the whole team needs to kind of reset their memory really quickly, and there isn't necessarily anything to do by putting someone in off the bench. So I honestly don't expect SPORTCONX to change anything here. I think their team just needs a mental reset. The fact they're now down 1-0, like 1-0, whatever. They don't care. They saw the same thing this morning. They'll be fine. And let me look at their lineup right now. Yeah, it looks exactly the same, sure enough.
One thing, Rob, that I would like to see SPORTCONX do is to keep setting their hitters off the net.
Yeah.
If there's any sort of tight set or trap set, Ruckus will absolutely block that ball straight down. So it's how do we adjust our offense to go against Ruckus? We need to set high balls off the net, trust our hitters to make those big, high, aggressive swings, and just keep swinging and swinging and swinging. And hopefully you'll keep chipping away point by point by outworking teams like Ruckus.
Yeah, the problem for SPORTCONX is that Ruckus doesn't have any weaknesses. They're phenomenal at blocking in all 6 positions. So we'll see if they can find any matchups that they kind of like as we get set number 2 underway. It's just a brilliant set from Joe Kawayakamoa. I mean, if you have to defend against middle attack from the setter being on the sideline, on the right sideline and at the 10-foot line, and he can still fire it into the middle from there, that's an impossible task defensively.
Everybody has their Achilles heel. It doesn't matter who we are, if you're the big dog in the
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, a dig kill. Wow, James Anastasiades in position 4. Right place, right time. And sends it over on accident on the first contact. 2-0 start for Ruckus, and kind of everything going their way right now. That is blocked by Anastasiades into the leg of Hackworth on its way out of bounds. So a perfect 3-0 start for last year's VLA Cup champions. Oh, what a dig by La Rochelle. Paintbrushed in transition. Setter dump is red. Kawayakamoa to the middle again. That may have been going out of bounds, but played by Hackworth. But Tofunga, the left-handed setter, takes a rip at it. And Matrakos says, not in my house. Mark Matrakos, number 9 in black. The big-time rejection there.
Mark Matrakos showing up to play today. I do have to give a shout out to Wendy, his mom in Vegas.
Ace serve. Oh man, SPORTCONX, this is exactly what they did not want to see. Down 5-0. And I think they're going to have to take a timeout here very, very early, and yes, they will.
Wow. I like SPORTCONX. Their aggressiveness at the net. It's just Ruckus defense is up right now.
Ruckus is doing everything right, including bringing a whole lot of energy and kind of getting in SPORTCONX's head, which is usually something that they're good at resisting. But it seems pretty clear to me right now that SPORTCONX knows that Ruckus has all the momentum and is currently playing like the better team. So a tough task in the timeout, especially like another factor for SPORTCONX is one of their setters and their captain, Ryan Bridge, not here. So that hurts. Their leadership structure is changing just a little bit. So it's going to be on those guys in that, on the court, on the bench. Everybody will need to pick up their level ever so slightly to get their team's mentality prepared for what they need to do to come back in this match. And that is not going to help. An overpass right on a platter for Matrakos, who puts it away cross body.
And a little bit of a miss hit there. Serve going into the net, giving SPORTCONX their first point on the board as they go back to rip their serve.
What a cover by Kawayakumoa. Hayden chiseling off the block and out of bounds. Good swing there by number 7 in black and blue. Madison Hayden making his SPORTCONX debut in this match out of Stanford. A little bit undersized, maybe 6'2" at most. Let's see what the roster is. 6'3", I don't know about that. But unbelievable ball controller, really dynamic, good on the left and out of the pipe. They're gonna need a lot of them to get back into this thing. Wexter with the windmill kept alive pretty easily. And there is Hayden right on cue. Beautiful crossbody choice off the outside hand of Anastasiadis and out of bounds. But Ruckus going back as if they won that point. I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, okay, Ruckus does take that point. Some kind of violation, a net, center line, not sure. That's a really good swing from Hayden. Deep cross court right on the end line.
Those are the swings that I talked about previously. He did a great job of keeping that set high off the net, and his hitter was able to find that deep corner.
Exactly.
That was placement, not power. That wasn't a 110% power swing. That was a 70%. I'm going up high to the ball, over the block, into that deep corner.
And there's just no defense for that. You set up your block in such a way that it takes certain areas of the court away, and then you put your defenders in the open spaces of the court. But if you go right over the top of the block, there's just nobody there. It's impossible. It's a great swing. Good block touch there by Wright. And jammed to the floor on 2 by Mason Tafunga, and that is exactly what SPORTCONX needed. A block touch like that is basically as good as a free ball. Do you agree?
Correct, and it gave them the opportunity to score.
And we saw Mason Tafunga, number 24 in blue and black, take so much of the offense into his own hands. Setter done previously, and there Konrad Kaminsky, also out of Stanford, with a perfectly located float service ace. So SPORTCONX all of a sudden right back into this thing at 5 serving 7. They went down 6-0. That timeout that they called has really paid dividends. Quick ball to Wexter, another good block touch. Iorfino out of the back row takes the setter out of play. And Wexter finds some space through the block and down on the right side. Good out-of-system offense there from Ruckus and Michael Wexter, number 1 in black. One of the most physical and gifted athletes in this entire tournament. A player who is no stranger to the highlight reel, and even though that play looked pretty pedestrian, his impact on this match is far from over. 8 serving 5 with Matrakos, the middle blocker out of Concordia. Good high flat swing there by Madison Hayden. Takes advantage of what looked like a really well-formed double block. So hitters at this level, Victoria, can see the block when they're going up to hit at it. And Hayden knows that there's 4 good hands there. But he's not afraid of it. He can challenge those hands. That's really mature.
Correct. Yeah, that's a big time swing, being able to see the ball out in front of you and be aware of not just what you're doing, but what is your opponent doing? How can you score in that 0.5-second time frame?
It's remarkably fast, like mental and physical processing that these guys have to do. Especially like for Ruckus, Mark Olson, number 14 in black, is one of the very best read blockers in all of in the country, really. He is so smart, and he understands opposing teams' offenses so well that an opposing setter can't out-mind game him the way you can do with most middles. So that makes the hitters' jobs even harder when they're more likely than not going to have 4 hands up in front of them. So it makes that last swing by Hayden all that much more impressive as we've been trading service errors here recently.
Right. The service errors going back and forth here. A little bit of a standstill. One of these teams looking to get a run.
There we go. Somebody made one. Oh, bomb down the line by Colin Hackworth. And SPORTCONX needs him to wake up in a big way. Colin Hackworth, number 8 in black and blue. Native of Ohio, played at Lindenwood in Missouri, then continued moving west to the Bay Area. Had a good overseas career in Greece and the Czech Republic. Good play there by Iarfino, jamming it through the Ruckus block into the floor. And SPORTCONX back within 1. I did not expect this. Well, I expected him to come back, but not so soon after going down 6-0 in this set.
It looks like they're really just focusing on their side and making disciplined moves. That was a great inside fast arm swing. That was a good block by SPORTCONX, but I was just the arm swing was fast and inside. There's always more angle, Rob.
Don't we know it? An excellent mantra. Olsen now serving. He has a very interesting serve, this two-hand toss hybrid thing. That one's pretty conservative. Good block touch there by Anastasiades. And Matrakos in transition, an absolutely perfect find from Joe Kawiakamoa right into the gap between the blockers. That's such good transition offense right there from Ruckus.
And some of these guys on Ruckus, their relationship goes back to junior college before they even went and transferred to Concordia or Long Beach or Hawaii. They met when they were 18.
Right. Olsen there, serving one of the very few guys here who didn't come out of a top-level Division I program. Misses that serve short. Now Hackworth looking to do some damage, 10 serving 12. Damage done, overpass, free ball opportunity. But a big ball handling mistake there on the first contact. That ball passed too tight. Tafunga could do nothing but underset his middle, who was stuffed straight down. So a missed opportunity there for SPORTCONX after a really good serve.
And Rob, what's neat about this league and about professional sports in general is that you don't need to play at the top shiny colleges. There's plenty of opportunity for so many different athletes, and you can still excel at any level that you choose.
That's such a good piece of offense right there. Hayden coming flying in out of the back row. And a good set choice from Tafunga, really separated the block out laterally, gave him a pretty much open net to swing at. I love that choice, and you know Ruckus has got that as well. They've got both Anastasiades and Eric Ensing that they'll use out of the pipe. It's only a matter of time on that one. Very, very close. Iarfino serving down the line, and he was the hero this morning. That run that he went on, SPORTCONX trailed the West Coast Brigade 24-19 in the third set of a tied match at 1-1. Iarfino went on a 6-0 run, including 2 aces. That right there is a foot fault by Anastasiades. But that run that SPORTCONX was able to go on, they ended up winning that match in 4, and this tournament really changed in that comeback. Similar thing with Ruckus really in this pool. They went down 2-0, brought some of the stars in off the bench, and were able to get it done in 5 against the 6-3-0 Slunkers this morning.
I love that SPORTCONX did not take themselves out of this game. That they're focusing on their side. As we can see in their serve receive here, they're lifting the ball high.
Wow.
High enough for their setter to score.
Jason Tafunga is proving himself a really physical setter. He's looking for any opportunity to jam that ball to the floor on 2. That time a 2-hander. Why not? He's really efficient doing that. Wexter, that's just perfect. Good quick delivery from Kawiakamoa. Really no touches called? That looked pretty clear to me. That ball deflected off the block and out of bounds. Wow, okay, SPORTCONX are going to keep that point. It's 14-15. That might be just the break they need. I think that was a missed call. Yeah, why not repeat to him? Kawayakamoa knows that that was not a hitting error, so he wants Wexter to have a chance to atone for that perhaps officiating mistake before he goes back to the service line. Wexter, who was a first-team All-American at Pepperdine, had a couple-year career in the German Bundesliga, a vicious weapon from the service line. Good deep swing there from Madison Hayden on the right side of rotation 1. We've talked about rotation 1 a lot today already, Victoria. Explain what it's like for a team inside out when their opposite and their outside hitters switch pins.
Right. It's a little bit awkward if you're not used to hitting on the opposite side of the net. So I think that's why teams get stuck in that row. For whatever reason, it seems to be serve-receive is the issue instead of the hitters at the pin. For whatever the volleyball god said, nah, rotation number 1, I think that's the one I'm going to really hone in on people to give them a hard time.
And so do you think that if with the two wing hitters kind of uncomfortable hitting in their different spots, do you think it puts even more emphasis on the middle attack in that rotation if the ball's passed well enough?
Sure, I would love to always feed the middles. They work so hard.
We may or may not have two middles sitting on the commentary right now, so we might be a little
I'm
bit
an outside
biased.
hitter.
Are you really?
Yes, 6'3" outside.
I feel like everybody's played a little bit of middle in their lives.
Oh, I absolutely did.
I certainly did.
Yeah.
So I think that was a rotation violation just now against Ruckus. That's a little bit confusing. And believe it or not, SPORTCONX has taken the lead, 17-16. Especially considering the start that they had, they've got to be thrilled to be in this position right now to perhaps level up this match. Look here at Eric Ensing out of Long Beach State. If that last name sounds familiar, he's the older brother of 2020 Olympian Kyle Ensing. Hayden again. What a dig by La Rochelle. Good block touch there. Anastasiadis can have an out-of-system swing, but he's rejected straight down by Colin Hackworth. Good blocking there for number 8 in blue and black, and that is not the guy you want to challenge. Hackworth at every bit is 6'9".
Yeah, the only shot there I would say for Ruckus was a roll shot high over that block. There was no way he was going to power that one through.
Wexter with another windmill and a very slow defensive reaction by SPORTCONX. That was a diggable ball. But as it is, we're tied up at 18.
A little bit of an off shot there.
Excuse me, SPORTCONX still leads by 1, 18 serving 19.
Rob, for you, what was the major changes here in the second set for SPORTCONX?
We got a substitution, so I got distracted. A service substitute, number 18, BJ Hiapo, who interestingly is Joe Kawayakamoa's cousin. They both played at BYU. They might have overlapped by a year, but a little family affair here for Ruckus. So that's kind of cool. And an ace serve. Wow, what a perfect substitution choice.
Doing
Hiapo's
his job,
float serve.
absolutely.
Right on the end line, perfect. Such a good rip down the line by Hackworth. Doing a great job waiting for the ball across his shoulders to be able to find the line there on the right side. That's not an easy swing, despite how that looked.
I don't know how he found that. He barely squeezed it through. Dropped his elbow a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Pushed it into that seam.
Probably a common problem for a guy who's 6'9". Always telling setters, like, give me the ball higher, higher, higher. Perfect pass. Oh, good block touch by Tafunga. Transition opportunity here. Iorfino a little early, but still finds some space through the block and down, and that is a massive point for SPORTCONX in transition.
Giving SPORTCONX a 2-point lead here in the second set. After a rocky first set, they were able to turn it around and really focus on their discipline on their side.
Really important serve coming right here from Hackworth. You know he's going to stay away from the libero Evan La Rochelle, so trying to put some wrist away spin on this and maybe take Anastasiadis, the front row outside hitter, out of the play. That's even better. Ace serve, working on Eric Ensing that time. And a perfect rip there from Colin Hackworth after a little bit of a delay. And And Ruckus is going to need a timeout here. What a recovery from SPORTCONX. Getting crushed in the first, go down 6-0 in the second, and here they are leading 22-19.
Yeah, I mean, great job to them for really building that team camaraderie. They're able to shift from not having such a very high morale to then checking in with themselves, what do we need to change and adapt to help win the second set? And it was serving aggressive at the service line. They're passing and connecting with their hitters, and that's very prevalent here in the second set.
And I think exactly like we talked about, the understanding of the opposing matchup seems to be accelerating for both these teams. I think they were both really focused on their side this morning. Now in a match of this caliber, they have no choice but to adapt to the other team's strengths. And I think the SPORTCONX block has done a really good job, not just in it with a couple stuff blocks, which certainly helps,
but they're
also
slowing the ball down.
Exactly. Which, like we said earlier, is usually as good as a free ball. If you can deflect it high into one of your defenders, it's perfect. It's exactly what you want. So 22-19, SPORTCONX out of the timeout. This is far from over, but an insurance point here for our San Francisco Tier 1 representatives would go a long way. Good move there by La Rochelle to his left. I don't know about you, Big Victoria. I can watch Joe Kawiakamoa set the ball all day long. I will never get tired of watching this man play. He's just so fluid and so athletic. Speaking of great runs to the middle. Oh man, Conrad Kaminsky denting the floorboards. I mean, we're the first event ever to take place in this gym. Shouldn't we not be damaging their property this early? Come on, man, have some respect. 23-20.
SPORTCONX really utilizing their middles, and for me, that's the difference in this second set.
And they have got to side out this ball right here against a very dangerous server. James Anastasiadis out of the University of Hawaii basically made a career as a service sub. One of really the best to ever do it in the NCAA at that particular role. Oh, what a bomb by Hackworth on the right side. That is absolutely perfect. Just so good. And kind of the langle that we joke about sometimes, but I kind of want to beat that term into existence because I think it makes sense. Like if you go to the outside of the blocker but inside the defender,
sure,
there's no defense for that. The perfect combination of line and angle.
The outside in there on that swing. Nice fast arm swing on the right side for Ruckus there. Still set point for SPORTCONX, 24 serving 22.
Right, so one set point save. Now Mark Matrakos needing 2 points on his serve for Ruckus to force extra points. Otherwise, we'll be all tied. And that's not going to do it right there. SPORTCONX with a very impressive recovery. Down 1-0, down 6-0 in the second, and they storm forward to take the second 25-22. We are all tied up at 1. Does this remind you of a match that we did this morning where SPORTCONX went down 1-0 and they recovered, just like we saw right here?
Yep. I think that, watching the flow of both teams on each side, it's really can be anybody's match right now. I think as long as both teams utilize their middles, it's going to be a very interesting game.
And so you've played volleyball at a very high level. And the feel that I got early in this match, like in set 1 when we came on the air and Ruckus was kind of had whatever they wanted, the level of energy that they had then is different from the level of energy that I feel like they have now. Did you kind of feel something similar?
Yes, definitely. I think they came out, ready to play and really showed their dominance in the first set, but a little adversity was faced in the second set. I've seen them bounce back plenty of times before, just as any other team in this league. So it'll be interesting to see how they answer back here in the third set.
Right, yeah, Ruckus is battle tested. They went down 0-2 this morning, brought it back to win it in 5. Even at last year's VLA Cup, which they won, they did not go undefeated in that tournament. They took some battle scars along the way. So this team's kind of seen it all. They have so many pieces, so many options. Now, the one thing that I was impressed by in the first set with Ruckus that I thought SPORTCONX started to push back with an advantage that I thought they were going to have is in the middle. this Ruckus team is so star-studded, but a couple of their superstar middle blockers are playing overseas at the moment. I think they're a little bit thinner at that position than they might like to be, and that we'll see them later in the year. And SPORTCONX with like Konrad Kaminsky might be the best middle in this tournament. Then Ian Wright is no joke as well. So I thought SPORTCONX might have a little bit of a favorable matchup there, and I thought it started to shift more in that direction in the second set.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Both of the teams probably played these last two sets, and being on the losing end of both, it wasn't easy for either team. So such is the game of volleyball.
That's right.
Game of flow, game of energy. But how can you adapt and overcome when you're not feeling in the right mindset or in the right space and comfortable? You really have to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and that goes for any sport. You're not going to be 100% every single day, but how do you react? How do you come out when you're not feeling 100%? Can you give us, if you're only feeling 70%, give us 100% of that 70, and we'll take what we can get and we'll use it on the court.
And this tournament is going to put that exact thing to the test. It's a long, grueling tournament. Both these teams will play 3 matches today. And then tomorrow they would only have to play 2 if they were going to win the tournament, which might help. But comfortable being uncomfortable is a necessity for these teams with as much volleyball as they're going to have to play. Keeping their level that high over this format is not easy at all.
Sometimes you have to fake it until you make it with that energy.
Which is what I thought Ruckus did really well in the first, so I'm curious to see if they can respond and do the same thing.
There is a lot of talk. Sometimes you just have to create it yourself. Just talk and hype up your teammates. Maybe take another espresso shot.
And speaking of using your depth, I think we're going to see a little bit of that right here for SPORTCONX. Some significant changes. So Eric Michalski, number 9 in black and blue, in for Colin Hackworth at the opposite. Kyle Schwede, number 22 in black and blue, in for Mason Tafunga at the setter. And Schwede, to my knowledge, hasn't set since he was my teammate at Purdue in 2014. He's been playing opposite for a very long time, so this is going to be very interesting to see. Right away, an imperfect ball to the right side. Ruckus has a chance in transition. And taking advantage of Michael Wexter. Also, Kirill Rudenko, number 5 in black and blue, who played really well this morning, in at the outside for Nick Iorfino. And I see Hackworth now on the bench using one of those massage guns, trying to keep his muscles. So I think these guys are just trying to get some of their teammates in to give themselves some rest. And the fact that they won that second set kind of gives them the luxury to do that. Meanwhile, I don't see any changes for Ruckus. Why not? I mean, it was a perfect lineup choice in the first. And I think SPORTCONX just played better in the second set. There's nothing that Ruckus really needs to change. That'll be a replay for a stray volleyball. We've had our fair share of those. We've got the grand opening of kind of the second site of the AIM Sportsplex here this weekend. This is the first day this facility has ever been open. And in grand fashion, got about 12 courts of volleyball going on right now. That'll be a back row attacker violation. Schwede, the backcourt setter right now, couldn't keep that ball on his side of the net. Good serving there from Kawi Akamola, going with the jump spinner here to start the third. 3-0 Ruckus. Good block touch there by Matrakos to slow down the middle. But an equally good block touch by Wright. Wow, Anastasiades buries that ball sharp cross court inside the block. And only slightly off the 10-foot line. Out of system, that's an incredible swing.
Correct. SPORTCONX looking for a first ball side out, focusing on their pass. Eric Michalski in on the right side, number 9. Utilizing their middles, and they'll find that first ball side out, getting them on the board here. 1 serving 4.
And I'm not kidding about how long it's been since Kyle Schwede has set at this high of a level. Even when he and I were in college together, the level was not as high as this. Eventually we learned that if you're 6'5" and jump like 40 inches and have a cannon of a left arm, you should probably play opposite. So what that tells me is now that Schwede's in the front court, if they get any opportunities, he's going to turn and hit the ball. Do not be surprised if you see that. Right here, you might see it right here. Yep, right on cue. You might even see it here again. Another good defensive play. And honestly, you might see it a third time. No! Great choice, Schwede. Not being stubborn about getting slowed down twice that time, forcing Ruckus to respect the swing and feeding Ian right in the middle for the put away. I love that play.
That was
awesome.
a great play by him. Having the outside bite on him because he is a distinguished attacker at the net.
Yes, he is. And if you're SPORTCONX, you want to really maximize the rotations that you have Schwede in the front row if he's going to continue as the setter, because he's so threatening in that spot. And then when you get to the backcourt, you definitely give up a little bit in your side-out offense. So a service error by Michalski there hurts a little bit more than it might usually. The ball may have been going out of bounds, but an absolutely perfect pass by Hayden. Free ball opportunity here. Another on-two swing, and finally, Schwede not to be denied. In what I believe is the first kill of his VLA career. And it comes as a setter, which I did not expect.
On the stat boards, officially.
Stat board. Every setter likes racking up points on the stat sheet. 3 serving 5. Good flat float serve there. Absolutely destroyed by Mark Petrakos out of the middle. Such a good hand pass there by Anastasiades started it off.
Middles, when you work hard, you're rewarded. That's what I tell my club team.
There is not a position that saying works better for than the middle blocker position. You work hard and you will be rewarded. That is a stuff block. I think Ian Wright got a piece of that one, so I will put him in the stat sheet for a block. Why not?
Sure, right time, right place.
Good block touch there by Schwede. Slows down the middle. Ball sent way inside to Michalski, but he gets his feet there and is somehow able to find a good deflection off the Ruckus block and out of bounds. That's a really good adjustment by Michalski. It's probably not the last time we're going to see that. Ensing out of system is rejected by Schwede. I think he got a piece of that one off the tape as well. So SPORTCONX right back into this third set, ties it up at 6, bringing literally their entire available bench into this third set, which I was not expecting, and they're hanging around just fine. Oh, just barely too late on the press by Hayden on the right side. Wexler gets the kill off the hands. So when the offense, like the offense that Ruckus is running, that Joe Kawayakamo can and will run, is so fast pin to pin. I mean, we talk about how hard the middle blockers' jobs are. I think that goes without saying. But even the pin blockers' jobs get hard at that point.
Sure.
Tell me about that, like with your outside blocking experience. Let's say you have a front court setter and like a legitimately threatening, like pretty fast D-ball behind you. How do you manage those blocking responsibilities?
Right. I think for us, when I was playing at UCI, it came down to film. You would watch it over and over and know certain tendencies that the setter would give. When teams run a fast offense, you just have to be ready to move fast and have really good eye work.
Yep, good eye work is huge, and yeah, just understanding the opposing offense, any little bit of intel you can get can really help. And not even just for stuff blocks, but like we've been talking about all match, a block touch to slow it down can sometimes be just as good. Good pass there by Nelson. Michalski high through a seam. Good play by Wexler defensively. And a net violation committed by Anastasiades, even though he won the joust. A little bit too much follow through, so SPORTCONX takes that point. What on earth was that swing from Wexler? Crazy stuff with his shoulder. Controlled swing by Michalski down the line. Oh, slap back on the middle attack. Good rally here. SPORTCONX gotta have this. Rudenko, and they do. Good quick delivery by Schweedy to the outside, and Rudenko was ready for it. Put it away off the block and the defense and out of play. That's a huge play for SPORTCONX. And Hayden, a very good server. If there are any rotations where Ruckus has a little bit of a weakness, this might be one of them. Not easy to keep your middle involved off the right sideline like that, and they're right on cue, a misconnection. Good self-cover by Michalski. That ball missed out of bounds, no touch. So yeah, Ruckus struggling a little bit in this rotation. Rotation 2 of all things, with the middle coming off the right sideline. Or I guess it's rotation 5 with the front row setter. So we'll see if Kawiakamoa decides to dump one if the ball's passed well enough. Beautiful rip down the line by Anastasiades to restore some order. That is a big play for Ruckus.
Very crisp side out by Ruckus there as SPORTCONX went on about a 3-point run at the service line.
So now Olsen to serve can be pretty volatile to both teams, really. Keeps that one in play, well handled by Nelson. Oh, beautiful run on the Bick to Hayden. And the defense just runs out of room by the Ruckus bench. So Kyle Schweedy has settled into the setting position here in the third set, which, again, we didn't expect. But after the first couple of points where his hitters are starting to figure him out, their side-out offenses look perfectly fine. I'm impressed. Last year's MVP of the 2021 VLA Cup, Joe Kawiakamoa back to serve. He was unbelievable in that tournament setting for Ruckus. I mean, what else is new? Oh, that is a bomb out of the middle by Ian Wright. Just destroying. Pretty good looking block up in front of him, and he made it look invisible.
Ian was able to stay behind that ball, reaching high out in front, almost straight down on that thumb away swing.
Easy serve there, handled by Ensing. He gets this ball on the left side. No, that's actually Wexter. Excuse me, the opposite rotation 1 on the left finds some space through the blocking down. Ruckus doesn't seem to struggle with that rotation, that's for sure. A couple others might get him here and there, but rotation 1, no problem.
They were able to finesse their way through that last side out as they go back to serve 11-12.
So SPORTCONX has gone entirely to the bench here in the third set. After coming back to win the second, 25-22, they've emptied the bench to give their guys a little bit of a break, and so far it's paying off. Good block touch there by Wright. Hayden can have an out-of-system swing, rolled over the top and takes Kawiakamoa out of the play. Oh my goodness.
And just like that.
How did he find that space? There were 3 huge blockers up in front of him. That was crazy. Man.
That's a big-time player making a big-time swing is what that is.
That was awesome. I know James Anastasiades is he's been doing some commentary lately for the Hawaii men's matches.
He has, yeah. He's been doing a great job.
I guess one of our newly minted colleagues still suiting up and balling every once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, what a dig. That's a middle blocker. Matrakos making that play. And Hayden chose not to go up and block, thinking that Wexter was too far out of sorts to take a real swing. He chose incorrectly, and a miraculous transition play for Ruckus ties us up at 13.
That was a fast play. He got all the way over to the right side of the court to do that triple block on the outside, and Ruckus recognized that and shot that ball straight back to the opposite pin, finding that hole.
So Ian Wright, number 23 in black and blue out of the University of Southern California. Played really well in this match so far, working on Ensing's hands down the line. That's just a perfect deep swing right there from Michael Wexter. Kind of right off the fingertips of the block. pretty deep to position 6-1. There's no defense for that.
14-14 on the board. Anybody's game, Rob.
Totally. And Schwede, the front court setter right now, we saw him have take many offensive attempts his last trip through the front row. This time he can't. Platform set out to Hayden. Down the line and missed it out of bounds wide. No touch. I think he was going for the fingertips of the outside hand there, so not a bad swing, just barely missed the fingers.
Right. It was the correct swing to make.
Right. Ruckus takes the lead. Wexter going with the float serve. Nice high swing by Michalski, generates the reset. He tries to close his feet to the inside to find some space down the line, but can't quite do so. Not easy when you're an opposite with a brand new setter and a ball is inside and not super high. A very difficult ball to adjust to.
Limited opportunities for this one.
Right. Good float serving by Wexter as well, but not good enough to stop that. That's exactly what SPORTCONX wanted.
Placement to that corner.
Yeah, at least if you give him the option, that changes everything for their offense in those 3 rotations. Good rip by Schwede, the left-hander. Hensing chopped down the line, kept alive. And Michalski challenges the hands on a tight set. And he wins that challenge. Physical play there for number 9 in black and blue. Good serve by Schwede as well. We're tied up once again at 16. That ball not out of bounds by much. Schwede thought he had an ace. And now rotation 1 receive for SPORTCONX. Hayden and Michalski both pretty good switching pins, so I don't expect them to give much up in this rotation. Hayden right on cue. I think he might have gotten fingertips on that on its way to the back wall, but a net violation was much more clear against Ruckus. Yeah, that one, we could see that one from
on
here.
That call. On that swing, I should say. 17s as SPORTCONX back to serve.
Good block touch there.
Off
that
the top
intentional?
Of the
If that was intentional,
I don't think so. You know, when in doubt, if you can't hit it with your hand, hit it with your head.
What just happened?
Fooled us. I don't think their defense saw that coming.
I don't think anybody in the world saw that coming. If you let us know in the YouTube chat, did you see a head attack coming? And if you say you did, you're lying to me. That was ridiculous. Rudenko rattles through the seam and down. And it's pretty rare. I've noticed this as the subs have come off the bench for SPORTCONX in this set. Schwede, for the setter for SPORTCONX, almost never is jump setter. He's taking almost everything from the ground unless he's getting up tight to a ball. But when he's in the back court, he's just staying down, focusing on delivering a good ball. You don't see that much anymore, but it's not a bad move. It's working pretty well for him.
Yeah, everybody has their own style of ball, and whatever, you figure out what works best for you, right? Coaches can give you the tools, but it's really up to you, how do you use those tools that you're given?
Right.
What makes sense for you?
To use a golf saying, there's no pictures on the scorecard.
Here you go.
So, or another way to put that is they don't ask how, they ask how many. So if you can score, it's all that matters. 19 all, a very fun battle developing here in set number 3 of this match to decide the Pool C champion. Both of these teams will play another match today in the quarterfinals of the bracket, but a slightly better seed will go to the winner of this match. These two teams will be on opposite sides of tomorrow's bracket regardless, so I would not be at all surprised if this was a finals preview.
I can agree with you, Rob, there. And it's, kind of a good thing maybe for them that they're on opposite sides.
And that they will have seen each other once. If they were to
Sure.
face off tomorrow, the level of that match we can expect to be even higher because they will have more of an understanding of one another. Hayden was not ready for that pipe attack. Transition opportunity here. Good dig by Hayden again. La Rochelle getting involved on the defense. Right! What a dig by La Rochelle! Oh my goodness, the defense. Moholsky deep down the line, but a net violation committed by Ruckus. Called immediately.
What
That
defense
was
made by Evan. Libero for Ruckus.
Incredible
Holy smokes.
defense by Evan La Rochelle. It's a shame that Ruckus didn't win that point. It
I was
feels
him-
like they deserved it.
I'd punch my hitter in the face if he netted on that play. I just dug both those balls.
Yeah, I mean, I know Evan's an unbelievable libero, but you don't get digs of that caliber just every day. You gotta win those points. 20 all. Huge serve right here from Moholsky. Right on cue. Delivers a really good one.
Yep,
Anastasia
down the line,
Hayes.
bread and butter there. That's his wheelhouse
Perfect.
on that set.
Just perfect. Absolutely perfect delivery from Kali Akamoa. Maybe 3 meters off the net, 10 feet off the net, whatever. Giving his right side hitter some space down the line, and he made no mistake about it. Again, the standing set, even to the middle this time. And the space was there, but Wright just missed it out of bounds, cross body wide of the sideline.
Which is interesting why he is standing and setting, given that he is an offensive player.
Yeah,
at the
'cause he's
net
in the front row
attacking.
now,
So if
exactly.
he jumps and sets just like he jumps and hits, they won't know, right?
Right. So now of all times would be the time that he probably should be jump setting. Moholsky keeping that ball in play. Ruckus for a 3-point lead, and they're absolutely rejected. That might be a set-saving block right there from Ian Wright, shutting down Mark Matrakos. Big momentum swing as well. I think Ruckus could smell a 23-20 lead, but not this time. Ooh, Rudenko tries to pull it down the line towards Ensing, just misses it short. (23-21), still anybody's game, but the pressure is all on SPORTCONX right now to side out this ball.
Mark Matrakos back to serve.
Good feed, Schweedy to right once again. That connection has looked really good.
Yep, that was a great play out of the middle there for SPORTCONX. And that's what I have to say about that. Honestly. I think the play speaks for itself.
Right. Right, no pun intended with Ian Wright at the service line. 1-on-1. Man, that was a really good short foot serve.
Angled.
Like right at well in front of the 10-foot line, and Ruckus made it look easy. They actually might have even turned it into their advantage. That's how good their ball control was on all three contacts.
Set point for Ruckus, 24-22.
So rotation 6 receive here. Schweedy still in the front court for one more play. Oh, the back one. And Marcian Evans, number 16 in black, in the middle in this set with, I think, his first offensive attempt. And it does not go the way he wanted. Ruckus takes the set 25-22, and that was kind of a roller coaster. We did not expect SPORTCONX to bring in the bench.
Right.
So Ruckus takes the third. They lead 2-1. We are far from done yet in this match. And now the question is, what does SPORTCONX do from here?
Sure. I think on that last play, I would have really liked to see them set one of their pins. Their pins have been really dominant for SPORTCONX. Ruckus, on the other hand, they went back and they delivered at the service line for the last home stretch of that set for me. Middles on both sides, I think stats look the same for both their middles. They're being utilized as hitters on the court, especially in transition. I think that this could be easily a 5-set game. Teams are making adjustments and learning each other on the fly as they play, and I think that they're able to make those changes on the court really well on both sides of the net.
Right, yeah. The level is continuing to increase as they continue to understand each other more and more as the matchup develops. And yeah, I just really wonder what the coaching strategy is going to be here for SPORTCONX. Do they put the guys who started the match back in, or keep the team that we saw in the third set, or a little bit of both? Especially considering both these teams are going to play again in the last match of the day today. So they're doing whatever they can to stay fresh.
I would like to see, I also would like to see, you know what I would like to see, Rob?
Let me know. 5 sets? Because I kind of would.
Would you?
Yeah, sure. 5-setters are fun.
5-setters are fun. You're right. A nail biter.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is I would like to see less unforced errors.
Yes. And I mean, it's men's volleyball. You'll get your regular daily servings of service errors.
Sure, but just the mindless errors,
right,
like
yeah.
the easy plays.
Right.
At this level and at the college level that most of these athletes played at, that's unacceptable. And I think that holding that standard is very prevalent for both of these teams and also the league. So I think they're aware of it, they know what to do, and I would like to see, those mindful plays be, tweaked just a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Not all service errors are created equal. Not all hitting errors are created equal. If the intent behind the mistake helps, if it was a smart choice and slightly missed execution, or if you're just flailing the ball out of bounds because you're trying to be a hero and you end up dispatching a ball to the back wall, that is not a very good hitting error. Or if you're out of system and you try to find the fingertips of the block and you just barely miss them, like we saw that one from Hayden down the line. That was not a bad swing. It was the right choice. He just missed the fingertips by inches. Sure. Not all errors are created equal, and I agree with you. The polish of the fine details, I think, will continue to improve for both these teams.
What did you like from SPORTCONX in that last set?
Sorry?
What did you like from SPORTCONX in that last set?
So what I liked from SPORTCONX is that even with the significantly different look they gave at their lineup, they still found a way to make it work in a pretty short period of time. That is not something that they practice, I guarantee you, because they're down a setter with Ryan Bridge with COVID back in the Bay Area. Schweedy, if anything, would be playing opposite, which is what he was brought down here to play. So they're doing this kind of out of necessity, and they were still able to figure it out for most of that set, including like giving Schweedy a lot of opportunities to turn and hit the ball on 2 when he's in the front row. Whatever it took, SPORTCONX was able to mostly figure it out. And I know they lost that set 25-22, but the ability to understand what it takes on their side to score in certain situations was pretty impressive, because that is not the optimal situation for them that we'll see.
They were able to adjust their offense in regards to Ruckus defense. For Ruckus, on the other hand, what do you think they just said in their huddle? How to close out this game?
If they can find a way to bring back a little more of the energy that they had in set 1, I think their top to bottom talent and chemistry will be able to get this thing done. I think SPORTCONX they might be outsmarting themselves a little bit with what they're doing with their lineups, trying to play a longer term game in terms of the rest of the tournament. But this match does matter. Ruckus knows it, and I think that they'll have the killer instinct here in the fourth that it'll take to get this thing done. And so SPORTCONX out on the court so far, I'm trying to check who their players are. Schweedy, Mahalski, and Rudenko still out there for SPORTCONX, along with Hayden and Wright. So the only question is the second middle.
Seems to be the
pretty
same
much
lineup.
Right, the same team we saw in the third set. Good reset by Anastasiadis into the block. That ball way outside to Mahalski, somehow able to be saved, but couldn't be kicked over on the third contact. Ruckus on the board first. Here to start the fourth set. So Schwede remains in at the setter and starts in rotation 4 receive. So he'll have 3 chances in these next 3 rotations to hit the ball on 2 immediately if the ball is passed well enough. And I understand why SPORTCONX is doing what they're doing with their lineups, because the matches later today that these 2 teams are going to play, even though they'll have favorable seeds going into those matches, those are elimination games. They must win those games tonight to keep their tournament chances alive. So I understand a little bit why they might be looking forward to that and playing a longer-term game with their lineup choices.
It's a double-edged sword, though, at the same time, right?
It is. Good block touch there by Wright to slow it down. Schwede on 2, and he's rejected by Wexter. I think that ball should have been covered, but SPORTCONX, I mean, you normally set up block coverage around your 3rd contact, not your 2nd contact, so I guess I can understand it. 2-1 with Anastasiades looking to be the weapon that he so frequently is from the service line. Free ball opportunity here on the overpass. Chopped down the line by Wexter, wrist away. Somehow, like doing something crazy with his shoulder inside to out to hit that ball to the outside of Hayden's block. And the defense was not ready for it. Good service pressure there from Anastasiades, generated the free ball. It is 3 serving 1. Huge stuff block. Mark Matrakos looked like he got all of that one.
Yes.
Announcing his presence, well said. I actually haven't seen that many stuff blocks, to be honest. They're all hitting high hands, recycling pretty nicely, but that is a stuff block.
That left hand low into that seam, he was able to take away.
Good dig by Kawayakumo across court. Oh, beautiful diving play by Nelson. And it ends up falling to the floor on the Ruckus side through the blocking down. That's just such a good defensive play by Thomas Nelson, the barrel number 10 in white out of MIT. Dive into the inside with one arm, putting that ball straight up in the air. It's exactly what you want your libero to do. We'll take all the time we need to clean up the floor when these guys, who are working pretty hard, sweating quite a bit, fall on the floor, make it slippery and dangerous. But to the credit here of the AIM Sportsplex, they've installed some phenomenally nice floors for us to break in this weekend, so we definitely appreciate that. Oh, good off-speed choice, but really good read by Ensing. Oh, beautiful play by Rudenko in position 6. Mahalski against no blockers. A hittable ball run down by the SPORTCONX bench. And an unbelievable defensive play gets SPORTCONX back within 2. That is a huge 2-point swing. Good hooking left-handed serve from Schwede, handled even better. Good adjustment by Mahalski. Hayden, deep cross court, not very good hand contact that time. And he missed it just out of bounds.
The passing is very solid right now on both sides.
Agreed, yeah. These guys are unleashing from the service line, and they're swallowing up the passes like they're no problem. That's another one, good float serve. Ensing terminates on the left side. And the Ruckus bench going nuts because Mark Olson, the middle blocker, will get an assist in the stat sheet on that play. And if there's one thing that I know to be true, Victoria, it's that if a middle ever gets a chance to set, back set every time, without fail. Why would you not do the cool thing and set back? That's what a middle always wants to do.
Of course, style points.
Style points. Repeat set to Evans in the middle. The connection not quite there. Good read by Nelson. Excellent ball control by La Rochelle. And that is off the block and out of bounds. Another kill for Mark Olson. And Marcian Evans, number 16 in black and blue for SPORTCONX on the far side of your screen, is coming at the middle blocker spot and has really not been a factor offensively. I think Ruckus is starting to figure that fact out. They're not giving him any respect. That ball off the edge of the block and out of bounds by Ensing. 9-3. What a start here in the fourth. And SPORTCONX takes a timeout, maybe a couple points later than they perhaps should have.
Yeah, you know, a little bit off to a rough start again, but it seems to be the storyline that I've been repeating for SPORTCONX. They tend to come out a little bit slow and then kind of gather themselves and are able to make that change. I would like to see them make that change sooner rather than later, but there's a lot of volleyball to be played, so we'll see.
Right. The fatigue, it looks like it's just starting to become a factor just a little bit. Maybe SPORTCONX might be running out of gas, even if they brought a lot of guys in off the bench in the third set. And I see Nick Iorfino there running, trying to get warm there by the bench. There's a chance we see a couple substitutions in off the bench, or SPORTCONX could kind of just let this thing play out and look forward to the do-or-die match in the quarterfinals later tonight.
Right.
I'm very curious to see how they manage this, given the score right now.
Ruckus isn't just going to give them the game, they have to earn it.
And we will see a substitution, so Nick Iorfino comes in for Madison Hayden. And that I actually really like. So Hayden and Iorfino started at outsides. Iorfino went to the bench. Now Hayden goes to the bench to get a little bit of a break. Smart choice there by Michalski, threw the block him down to get SPORTCONX out of rotation one. But yeah, it seems pretty clear to me that SPORTCONX's coach, I think Sandy Nelson, is in the head coaching role right now for them. He's really doing whatever she can to keep her guys, all of her guys. Oh my goodness. That ball was missed like almost into the bottom of the net from the service line, but an outer rotation mistake by Ruckus. That is an absolute gift to SPORTCONX, a truly free point on what would have been a service error. That's a big mistake. Ensing down the line off the outside hand. Such a smart shot.
Right. I think the lineup was good on the block there by Michalski, but that was just a high swing.
Yeah, there's really not a lot you can do to stop yourself from getting tooled on that play unless you reach over really, really far. Ace serve. What a lucky break for Eric Ensing off the tape and down. They will take him however they can get him. 11 serving 5. Wow, the on-two ball. Interesting. Schweedy taking the first contact in block coverage and dishing it to Michalski on the first contact. And the crazier part was that he was ready for it. So it looks substitution in here for Ruckus. Looks like Como in off the bench, number 21 in black. Normally Ruckus is starting libero. This time in as a defensive specialist for Ensing, as Wexler puts that ball away on the right side. So Ruckus sacrificing any amount of middle back offense that they might have, which they really haven't even gone to that much, for some truly outstanding ball control that Como brings. And I like that play as well, just keeping your guys
Sure,
involved.
And the servers served the guy fresh off the bench, right?
Yes, they do, and he is not one of the guys that you want to serve. That ball definitely underset to Ian Wright, and he couldn't find his way over the net that time. Olsen being a little more aggressive there with the hybrid. And I've seen him be pretty filthy with those. But sometimes he can't quite find the connection between his approach and his toss timing. And it can be volatile to the Ruckus side. But when he's on, it's pretty nasty. Oh, barely out of bounds there down the line by Mahalski. So now these are the rotations with Kyle Schweedy, the front row setter for SPORTCONX, that we can expect him to turn and burn on two if and when the ball is passed reasonably tight. Let's see. That ball passed way too tight, but Kawiakamoa takes the first ball. Easy roll shot there. And Schweedy, the left-hander, able to work that all the way across his body to position 5. That you don't usually see. Like normally
no, that was
a
great shot there.
You normally see a lefty just ripping its zone 1, but to be able to pull it all the way back across your body like that, that's
court awareness.
That's pretty awesome. That is an ace serve. Kirill Rudenko right on the end line.
Yeah.
Perfect, and I think Como knew it right away. Rotation 1 receive here for Ruckus. They still lead by 5. Anastasiades. That ball's still alive. Unbelievable. And now miraculously a chance for SPORTCONX. Well, but they have to send over a free ball.
Oh my gosh. A little bit of
Eventually,
libero confusion there as they laughed that one off. They both have the instinct to pick up that free ball.
I was about to say the exact same thing. They got 2 liberos now, with one real libero, La Rochelle, and Como in as the DS. They both scrambled to take that first free ball, and they didn't end up paying the price for it, but that was pretty funny. You can see the libero mindset never goes away.
Right, it's involuntary.
Right. So now Como to the bench, Ensing back to the front court.
So Rob, let's map out the rest of the day here for the folks tuning in at home or wherever they may be. What's next on the calendar here?
So next on the calendar for the rest of today are the matches that'll decide pools A and B. So getting started right now, or very shortly on court 2, is the Rising Tide against Hawaii's Imi Ola, which is going to be really good. Imi Ola, under the same management as Ruckus, they have some players that have gone back and forth between the two of them over the years, so that'll be a really good match. Those warm-ups are underway. Up next, I believe, on this court will be the Phoenix Ascension against the New York Pride. That match will decide the winner of Pool B, so that'll be really fun here on this court, and then we're right into the playoffs. We've got a couple rounds of the playoffs today.
So will we see one of these teams play again?
We will see both of these teams play again. Both of them will play in the last matches of the day. But before that, we'll have the 2 play-in games. So a couple of the lower-seeded teams out of pools will play a couple matchups to decide who gets into the quarterfinals. So there's 2 of those in this 10-team bracket. Then from then on, we're just going to run it down with an 8-team single elimination, leading up towards tomorrow's finals. Ace serve right there, Mark Matrakos working down the line.
Mark has had quite the game.
He has. He's been really good, and I think he picked up an MVP award from Ruckus's match this morning, and there's a chance we might see 2 in a row. And for a middle, if you're having that much of an impact on a match, you must be really doing something special.
Right.
Good dig by Kawiakamoa with the gator. Oh, that ball's hittable. Oh my goodness. What part of Mark Olsen's body did he just use to set that ball? I don't even know.
I think it was the old lefty jab.
That was absurd. And then, I mean, if you're Michael Wexter, literally any ball is hittable. So obviously he went up and hit it straight over the top of the block. That was ridiculous. 18-11. Good sharp cross-court swing there by Nick Iorfino. Iorfino and Rudenko now the outside hitter pairing for SPORTCONX, both out of UC San Diego. So both Bay Area guys. Well, Rudenko's from Russia, but he came over to play in the NCAA. He's been in the Bay Area since then. But a little bit of SoCal connection there. So California rivalry is nice and strong.
Service error putting Ruckus at 19-12 here in the 4th set.
So another important note for the rest of this tournament, at least for the scheduling the rest of the day. If you want to watch every match from both courts, the way to do that is to join the YouTube channel here as a member. So what you'll see as you're watching is a big bright red subscribe button, which you should hit. You should have already hit by now because it's free. But next to that is a join button where you can pay us a whopping 99 cents. And that's a huge stuff block there from Olsen on the back too. But 99 cents only if you join the channel as a member gets you access to every single match of this tournament live on both courts. So if you want to catch any of the matches for the rest of the day, that is how you will be able to watch those. Tough pass here in rotation 1. Oh, beautiful block coverage. Now Hiapo in as the setter sends that one over as a free ball. Iorfino this time over the top of the block, fingertips and end line.
Ruckus just making reactive defensive plays.
There have been some, yeah, you said it, reactive defensive plays. They don't have time to worry about what part of their body they're going to touch it with. They're just throwing themselves at the ball and hoping for the best. And we've seen some pretty good things. What a pass! No way! Evan La Rochelle just put that ball on an absolute platter, diving to his right with one arm. And then the run from Hiapo to Olsen on kind of that run that we've seen Olsen do that for years, running along the net and bombing that ball out of the middle. That was ridiculous. How did La Rochelle pass that ball? It was crazy. That is not quite into the ceiling, so not an ace serve. Wexter, Hiapo, Olsen again off the head of the blocker. Well
making it through as a field goal there on his opposite middle.
In honor of NFC or NFL Championship weekend tomorrow with the 2 games. Starting off your field goal kicking the day
there
early.
You go. There you go.
Here at the VLA West Division Cup. This match, I hate to say it, but this match is all but over. 22-13 in the 4th. That's an ace serve from Eric Ensing. That is absolutely untouchable. Off the tape and into a seam. Now a 10-point lead, only 2 points remaining. And Ruckus looks like right now they are going to win Pool C. So the crossover matchups that these two teams can expect. Ruckus, who will win Pool C, will play the 2nd place team from Pool A. So that'll either be Imiola or the Rising Tide. And it would be very fun if it happened to be Imiola, kind of an inter-squad rivalry matchup there.
Go ahead.
And Rukkus, SPORTCONX, who looks like they're going to get 2nd in this pool, will play the 2nd place team in Pool B, which will be the loser of the Ascension and the New York Pride. Mahalski, really nice patience, waiting to see that the block dove to the inside, saying thank you very much and finding the space down the line. But again, that's a really nice play. It is still 23-15.
Sure, but I think they've had a good game nonetheless. They took the 2nd set off of Ruckus. And
with the lineup that they wanted, and
sure.
then after that they've changed direction significantly. And yeah, I agree. This is not a bad performance at all for SPORTCONX.
What a dig. Off the face there and out of bounds.
So right after this, Victoria will be grabbing an interview with one of the Ruckus guys, and they'll get to choose their own MVP later on. That ball's crushed out of the middle. They'll bring up match point. But who do you think? Who do you think you want to hear from about this particular matchup?
I'm really interested in hearing from Evan at the libero. He's been making insane digs on the court. The defensive plays that he's made just really shows the heart that
I love that pick. I love that pick.
How about yourself?
I would love to hear from him too,
Great.
because we don't often hear the libero's perspective about everything. We
Sure.
tend to focus on the guys scoring the points or really running the offense, but
I would also like to shout out Mark Machakos. He had an
Yes,
insane game.
Middle
He's up in transition every single time. His block at the net is a big presence, and it was really an issue for SPORTCONX.
And an area of what I thought was going to be an area of weakness for Ruckus coming into this tournament, Machakos has really been good in that spot. And with that Eric Mahalski's service error, that is it. So Victoria's going to go grab an interview. No, we can do it here. That's fine. Yeah, we'll do it here.
I can hold that.
So confirmation of the final scores. Ruckus wins 3-1, 25-22, 22-25, 25-18, or 25-16, excuse me, in the third, 25-17 in the fourth. And Victoria will be sitting down with Mark Machakos for an interview. I'm excited to hear from him.
All right, and we are live. Hello, everyone. Victoria here with Mark Machakos. Mark, what an insane game by you. Big presence in the middle. You were up in transition every single time, crushing the ball left and right. What was your mindset like coming into this match?
It's my first time playing with this group, so I've seen them kind of practice and play off the court, and I knew what the play had to be coming into it, so it's always been just live up to the expectation of my team, and it'll be in a good spot.
How do you feel, the morale is coming out, being able to be 2-0 on the day? What's the mindset moving forward?
I think, just take each game one at a time, and each opponent's a new tactic and strategy. So whatever we come up with that day, we just got to make sure we execute every single point.
Your setter is insane. Let's talk about him for a little bit.
Joe Kaliakamoa, stud setter, just makes everyone look amazing, and it's flawless. It looks so effortless. He just gets up there and flows. So
Big time.
Really excited to get to play with him.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you.